Weaker? Like me?
Yeah, I've been up for a while.
Yeah.
For a while.
I was teasing you. Why don't you pray for us?
Amen. Father, I love you, Lord. Lord, I thank you for this morning. I thank you for your love and your mercy for us, Lord, for your people. Thank you for the great work that you are doing within the midst of your people and your sons. Lord, the great breakthroughs and, Lord, strengths. Lord, I pray that you would, Lord, keep us from the enemy's attack. Lord, also keep us aware of it, Lord.
Wow.
In this time where he is so adamant against us because we're making progress in our walk with you and our building of your culture, Lord. So may we continue to do that, and pray you bless the meetings today and the time spent. In Jesus' name. Amen.
Well, we have some serious change here. I discussed with Benji, this for you updates, where trying to encourage him to carry his contract back in the day. And some reports me briefly over the message. Last time we sit down with Dan, him and your Dan, John, had the lunch together, the parting conversation before we part. I told him to pray to God, spend some time, serious time with God, to see what I want to do, especially in terms of spending time with me. So I want to know what God trying to accomplish there, so I can hear a little bit. And so I do notice that we're clearly God other not necessarily greater purpose, but rather a natural reminder. I said, basically, time for you and him to get into the next season, is up. That's what I interpret the gear, the key, so, and so what to do that. Also, basically, totally sitting down is not good kind of a environment, good kind of interaction there for me to spend solid time with each young heart. So I know things can talk about it most time, sort of party around might not able to really have a solid conversation. Doesn't mean I want to private anything or any burden to you. I just want to build for environmental fellowship time that can not be a factor of influence. The second, I think, more importantly, I want to develop some very serious personal relation with each one of you for forward. So my time with young people, I don't think when they can continue come to the other young people after you too, okay? So, so personal private time we're spending.
Right.
So we're jealous of my time these days. So well, sorry for that, but this is I'm straight to saying, I want to be very effective in my relationship with people, and especially with the one I want to be clear. Therefore, God is allowed that to happen, making sense to you, rather than we just have goodwill. Oh, this is a good thing to do. Let's do it. So.
Right.
Yeah. Basically, that's a little bit report to you the context where we are starting today. Any thoughts on your part about this transition?
I think I was a little confused at first, but I think a few days after, no worries. Yeah, go ahead. I talked with Dad. He kind of wanted my input on it, and I said, well, I kind of wanted your input on it because I don't have a full understanding, and I'd like to. So he talked to me about it, and he mentioned some things, kind of about what you were saying, like Benji. I think he said he didn't really bring it before his parents, and I don't think there was any feedback. That's what he said from Benji. I'm not sure.
No, he has some feedback.
Okay.
He talk about his parents. I think he is. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's.
The problem is transportation can drive around. They are busy all the time. The transportation is the problem.
Okay.
The plan is that he want to reorganize it after he is able to drive himself. So
right.
Which is a few months down the road. So. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. But yeah,
I talk to him what's going on as well.
Yeah.
That's a free topic. So.
Right.
Yeah.
I think it is a good idea to, from what you were saying, to have personal time on each side. I don't know if it was like kind of the half time each week. I kind of felt how that wasn't.
If this time won't work, we can rearrange. But my time is pretty scheduled out. I think still this time is good. So,
Yeah, I do too. And I still thought those times with us were good. They weren't obviously unfruitful. They were very fruitful. It's just they could be more fruitful in a different schedule.
You guys grew. We did that 1.5 years ago at least, right? So
Mm-hmm.
I mean, young people grew up 1.5 years. That's like, oh,
Yeah.
so young.
Yeah,
So
it's true.
yeah, I mean, you might need a more solid time, you know. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm very much on track with the change, so I have no objections to it. Yeah, I think it's
So we brushed over a little bit about your conversation with your dad. What can you give me more? Don't everything, but give me some more essence or key points to that conversation.
yeah. Well, it had originally began with him bringing me in, asking because I went out with Law and Dendad for my birthday a few weeks ago, and he said like he just asked me to like kind of give him in on the conversation we had, and I told him, but he said there was just he said something about when things happen to the Lord, people always get stirred up, and he didn't really let me in on some other things, so I didn't really understand what that meant in the fullest, which is fine. I don't really need to for some things, personal things, but and then after that he asked me, what are your thoughts on the change with the time with you and Benji?
That's very interesting. It happened, after your birthday, huh?
Yeah.
I do it because it's New Year, So yeah, so.
Well, yeah, my birthday is like right in the New Year.
Oh no,
it's like 2 weeks
crazy to
after.
think about it. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Sorry. Go
No,
ahead.
it's
Yeah.
fine. But yeah, and then I told you a minute ago what that conversation went like with, talking about our time,
Yeah.
and then we kind of finished up the conversation with just what the Lord is doing and how the enemy is very adamant against us, and just to keep minds and hearts, focused and
In a sober place, I say.
sober. Yeah, for
Sober,
sure, but not downcast, because
Yeah.
what's happening is very good. This is very encouraging things that are happening, but we always need to be
Very
vigilant.
encouraging. Actually, minded.
Mm-hmm.
If the other Tuesday night, if we didn't share God using in that way, I would let things just carry on. That night was very special, And to see, oh my God, your Elijah is ready. The Spirit is moving you so wonderfully, so sweet and powerful. You can't ignore that, So a sign for me to search out what God had for you next season. I don't know. I was a volunteer to help out dialogue to search that out, what it means. But God knows something is that I want to be a part of a group. That's all. So so that had nothing to do with not for you to engage others.
Right.
For deeper relationship, especially your dad. So you guys have a lot alike, so
Yeah.
and relation there is profoundly important, so and helpful. So that's all I have there. I don't know you have prayed for this matter after Dan shared. You had some input or impression what to be done.
On what exactly?
This time, how to spend this time together.
Yeah.
We don't have to have a format or anything.
Yeah.
But rather substance and goal, So so what are you trying to accomplish? What substance you want to gain from it? So let me give you a everyday picture. You have a field, and mine have a field. A farmer kid that field after cleaning up, make the field ready. I hope you do that before you do anything on the field. That means that like that. Okay, what I gonna plant? Am I? What season gonna start? Something like that. We're going to harvest, and what do we do with the harvest? You see my point, you know. So, if you, for example, you live in China, the north is eating wheat all the time. You know? So people seldom eating rice. The weather doesn't make food. Also, through generation, people's food style getting to a certain caliber, right? So the south is all about rice. So food more good with rice. The north goes wheat products, man. Wheat food. Like a bread, you know. So,
Right.
or pasta, that kind of difference, you know. So come with diet as in then meals supporting that, you know. So if you're gonna, you think the farmer has this amiable place in the north, suddenly you're gonna plant a field. Said I'm gonna make a rice, you know. I'm gonna plant rice, which we did. We actually plant rice one crops a little bit. It's hard work. You had the water all day long, you know. So rice grew in water. And it was an interesting idea. So we tried a few and give it up basically. You know, so my point is that, you know, that's like a stupid idea. Someone started. So you know this work. It's like, have you think about it, the northern field, even you produce rice, it's not gonna be good as a southern people, right? So because it's boiled in, you know, you eat the rice or eat the rice. Why you want your field which were profitable for wheat? We're good for wheat. I mean, we used to own that piece of land, so I know what I'm talking about. You know, so we're good field, the best field in town. You know, in the village, but the leadership is so stupid. They said we're gonna do rice. Are you the best field? So it's our land. Take away, and they experiment rice on it. You know? It didn't work for a couple of years. You know, the first didn't work. The next year gonna try. I think 3 years down the road. I was a child like your age. I don't know what's going on. And the same thing back said, what are you doing? So anyway, give you a vivid picture to say how you spend this time. You know, we have this precious field, our time. What do you want to plan in basically? What kind of food you gonna eat? You want to eat wheat or rice? You know, those are wheat and rice. So.
Well, I've always seen these times before, even when it was just me, you, and Noah from the beginning. I saw them because, I mean, we started with Confucius teachings, and then we kind of progressed to me and Benji just talking about life things.
Catch up, is it?
Right. And all in all, I've seen it just as just spiritual growth. I'm not, I guess I'm not sure what exactly to say, to do, because I'm not.
I don't compel you. I'm just
I know.
Discover from you whether you have some idea or not. So.
Right.
Yeah.
I definitely mostly seen it as a time of spiritual growth, and to not only do it as like a teacher-student format, but actually having the relationship and talking about
things,
life and
yeah.
growth in the Lord.
I don't want to replace your role of the situation, the conversation you had with your dad, you know, so, but at the same time, I don't have a format for you either. I want you to feel what you need. That's my point, you know, so we can work along and figure it out.
Yeah.
Spend time. But, you know, it's be good, have a feel ahead of you to know what you're going to figure out, what you're going to plan eventually, you know, so no expectation on my part. I'm trying to figure out where you are, basically.
Right.
I have to do kind of query to know what's going on, you know, so how to spend the time. So when you tell me what to do rather than me tell you what to do, in a sense. So.
Right. Is there any other kind of book or teaching we could go over, or do something like that, or?
You can which book you want to read?
I'm not sure.
I like to read.
I mean, trying to think of it kind of as the context of what we did with the Confucius teachings, and I know what you kind of.
You like that?
Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't have to be that. I'm just saying, like, we could go over something in this kind of the same way we did with that. And I know you've read some stuff with Noah, right? Some books with him.
What's that?
You've read some books with Noah sometimes.
Yeah, that's most commentary thing, you know, Bible stuff. Then we read some Life of David. That's a good book to read. I want to read again if you want to do that.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do it.
So-
Life of David, yeah.
Yeah. What's that? Is that the book that you gave each one of us a little while ago?
Yes.
Okay.
It's a big book.
Yeah.
But they have a EPUB. You carry phone with you. You don't have to have
Okay.
an EPUB.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we could definitely go over that.
Mm.
I would like to do that.
I like to read it again because that book worth to read again. You know, we read it the time. The English is pretty difficult for me.
Mm-hmm.
Now I have to reading all his books. A year later, at least I get to
Oh, it
pretty
was a
know
little-
his English.
A little
so,
difficult
yeah.
at first.
It's the beginning last century. So
Oh.
he's a Cambridge professor.
Oh, I
Yeah,
see.
He was a head of Chinese school, I think. You know.
So which David does that go over?
Huh?
Who's the David in that book?
Our King David.
King David. Okay.
King David. Yeah. Pretty difficult.
Difficult read. You mean?
The English is pretty difficult.
Is it Old English?
Old English, yeah.
Okay.
Worse than Oxford Chambers, as you know.
Is it worse than Pilgrim's Progress or?
I don't know Pilgrim.
No,
I
Spiritual
never read
Progress. That book.
that. The old one?
Yeah. That one was pretty
maybe
tough.
the same caliber.
That one was pretty tough.
Yeah. No, the Let It Go, right? So, yeah.
Let Go is.
is more than English. So.
Yeah, that wasn't too bad.
Yeah. I got it. Yeah.
No worries.
I don't want to hasten that because the book reading also take time also this, you know. So,
Yeah, I'm just.
but let me see. Do you other book you want to read?
I mean,
other books. Well,
do you
I don't want
recommend
to
any?
read any book with you.
Right.
I don't know your reading habits. I do know you read the Patton Song, right?
Mhm.
You did that.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not interested in reading Bill Bryan book since
Right.
this book I read already. So.
Oh yeah, I'm just saying I've read.
I
that
don't.
before.
I think it's a good book to read. I only encourage come to reading this book. Okay,
Mhm.
so yeah.
Maybe.
I mean, we had to come to some middle ground, have common interest in this matter. Yeah.
Right.
Go ahead.
I think like maybe something historical or
Ah,
biblically historical or.
historical. I don't want to spend time teaching history. I want to spend some time to learn the Bible, getting spiritual walk with you. That's my main purpose for you. You know, let the book go. Book is good book to read, and you read it, right? So,
Mhm. Yeah, I've read that.
okay, see. Okay. That's good for. Need to think about it. Hey, there's a biography of Paul's life, man.
Oh yeah, I think I.
That's good book to read.
Yeah, that's
Story as well. Do you want to know Peter's life? Peter's life?
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah.
I have a book actually I'm reading. It's a Peter's life. So, but let's read David's life. I like that book.
Okay.
I want to read it again. So,
Sounds good.
I mean, it's a 41. Let me see. At least get a copy for you. So.
Yeah, is that on iBooks or?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think I sent a copy to you. Did I not? That's a different book. Must be.
My
Yeah.
dad has.
A physical.
I think my dad has the paper copy you had given to me.
Oh, that's okay.
Yeah.
Let me find it for you.
Okay.
I think I can get. There we. I like that book.
Yeah.
Well, hold on. I want you to buy this book. Can you buy a book?
Yeah.
You can. Okay.
I know.
Search this up. It's called what? And
Where do I search it on? Just iBooks.
Yeah, at the bookstore. I think you just open the app. Yeah. Worse. Alexander.
Oops. Here it is.
There you go. No. I want this particular book. Glad to
Oh.
see more version. Alexander McLaren.
Here
Yeah,
it is.
that's it.
So
Yes, yeah, it's not bad, right? So, yeah. Okay, once you download it, we can start reading. It's 15 minutes. At least read the introduction section today. Yeah. Man, this is tough because I'm reading this book with your brother as well.
Oh, really?
Okay, yeah. So I want to go there, find the book David there.
Okay, I think it's still trying to verify.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh wait, I don't know. Use family. It's
Maybe
making
not
me-
able to do it.
Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna be able to do it on the Apple app because it's making
Okay,
me like type
hold
my
on.
dad's password. or
Yes. Okay.
something.
Yeah. Live. For David. Yeah.
Do you
Ah.
have a paper copy here? Maybe you could use your phone. I could use the paper copy for this
What's that?
time.
I don't have paper
Okay.
copy, but I give it away. So
Okay.
you can download it. Okay. So search this book, Live David.
Where do I search it?
That's the same book.
Same app?
No, so online.
Online. Okay.
Online. Let me do it for you. You give me the browser. This is free. I
Okay.
downloaded before. This is all free copyright. It's pretty old books.
Works of Alexander McLaren.
No. Life of David.
Oh,
Let me do it for you. Life of David, then EPUB. Life of David and EPUB.
so
Hold on. Because I have movies, all kinds of stuff.
yeah.
Yeah. You can easily download it. Oh, there you go. Got it.
Cool.
Yeah, this is the place you can download. Straight here. What? Okay. No idea what you're saying. Well,
I think it just
you have easy. There you go. What? Oh, there's. See that? You can download this. That's EPUB 3 MS. I think it will work. Okay, hold on.
just think of that one.
Okay. We'll download this one as well, so why not? Why not? You can send to you, so. Wow, there you go.
Yeah. There you go.
Oh, let's see.
Is
Yeah,
that it?
There you go.
Cool.
Huh? You got it. So, we're gonna have 10 minutes maybe. Okay, let's read the introduction. So, 15 minutes. So let's see. Introduction.
Yeah. You want me to read or you to read?
Oh, maybe I want to read it. How
Okay.
about that? Okay, give me time to read. So,
Yeah.
this is Life of David by Alexander McLaren. Part 1, Introduction. Perhaps the most striking characteristic of the life of David is a romantic variety of circumstances with a meaning, color, clear that was which began amidst the pastoral solitudes of Bethlehem. It ended in the chamber where the dying ears heard the blare of the trumpets that announced the accession of Bathsheba's son. It passes through the most sharply contrasted conditions, and from each gathers some fresh fitness for his great work for giving voice and form to all the phases of devout feeling. The early shepherd life deeply influences the character and left its traces on many a line of his sons. Long had he found in hearts where poor men lie. His daily teacher had been woods and rills. The silence that is in the starry sky, the sleep that is among the lonely hills. And then in strange contrast with the meditative quiet and the lowly duties of these first years, came the crowded vicissitudes the tempter's course through which he reached his throne, court, minstrel, companion, and friends of a king, idol of the temple, champion the armies of God, that in his sudden elevation, keeping the gracious sweetness is lowlier and pampered happier days. The scene changes with you're free to ask questions or ask me to pose if you have concerns, whatever. Okay, so the scene changes with a startling suddenness to the desert. He is hunted like a partridge upon the mountains, a fugitive and half of a freebooter, taking services and foreign course, and lurking on the frontiers with a band of outlaws, recruited from the dangerous classes of Israel, like a Denton and many more. He had to learn the weariness of the exiled lot, how hard is affair, how homeless is the heart, how cold the courtesies of aliens, how unslumbering the suspicions which watch the refuge who fights on the side of the natural enemies. One more sweet transition, and he is on the throne. For long years, victorious, prosperous, and beloved.
So this is kind of just giving an outline of David's life.
Now, yes, finish his a review of his life, basically. Yeah. Next time you're gonna read half, okay? So,
Okay.
Nor did it change, but kept in lofty place the wisdom which universities and bred. Basically, I tried to ascertain whether we want to go on this book or not. So, okay. Yeah. Till suddenly, he's plunged into the mire and falsifies all his past, ruined forever by the sin his mature age. Kiss me. His peaceful heart and the prosperity of the kingdom. Thenceforward, troubles never fall away. His later years are shaded with a saddening consciousness of great fault, as well as by hatred, rebellion, and murder in his family, and discontent, alienation in his kingdom. None of the great men of Scripture passed through a course of so many changes. None of them touched human life at so many points. None of them were so tempered and polished by swift alternation of heat and cold, by such heavy blows and the friction of such rapid revolutions. Like his great son, the Lord, though in a lower sense, he too must be in all points tempted like as we are. Yet his words may be fitted for the solace and strength of the whole world. Poets learn in suffering what they teach in song. That's worth repeat, huh? Poets learn in suffering what they teach in song. We actually have a similar poetry thing, so yeah. It's a Du Fu, means I'm sorry, a poet named Du Fu in Tang Dynasty. He said, I forgot the first something with hardships.
Similar to this.
Yeah, and hardship, the trials in life produce great poets, basically. Yeah. These quick transitions of fortune, this wild experience are the many color threads from which the rich web is sounds is woven. So come back to link the title or the thesis of the book, which visit David's life through his songs.
Right.
So, while the life is singularly varied, the characters are also singularly full and versatile. In this respect, too, he is almost unlike the other leading figure in Old Testament history. Contrast him, for example, with the stern majesty of Moses, austere and simple at the tables of stone, or with the unwearying tone in the gold strength of Elijah. Oh, yeah, okay. These, I don't think you're gold, strength, whatever. These are the other mighty
What does
men.
gaunt mean?
I have no idea. You can touch it,
Yeah.
then search it out, look up. So, gaunt, hard, bleak, hard. Wow, I used that word recently. Bleak, gaunt. These and the other mighty men in Israel are like the ruder instruments of music. The trumpet of Sinai, with its one prolonged note. David is like his own harp of many chords, through which the breath of God murmured, drawing forth, willing and rejoicing, the clearing of triumphant trust, the low plaint of penitence, and the blended harmonies of all devout emotions. The man had his faults, grieve enough. Let be remembered that no one has judged them more rigorous than himself. The critics who have delighted upon them have been anticipated by the penitent and their indictments as being little more than the quotation of his own confession. It's a tumultuously suspicious nature, especially assailable by the delights of sense, led him astray. There are traces in his life of occasional craft and untruthfulness. Don't we all have that sometimes? Which even the exigencies of exile or war do not wholly palliate. Flashes of fierce vengeance at the time break from the clear sky of his generous nature. Its a strong affection became, in at least one case, weak and foolish fondness for an unworthy son. Absalom, that's talking about. But when all this is admitted, there remains a wonderful, rich, lovable character. He's a very ideal of a mythical hero, and such as the legends of the East especially love to pen. The shepherd's staff or sling, the sword, the scepter, the lyre are equally familiar to his hands. That union, the soldier and the poet, gives the life a particular charm. It is very strikingly brought out in that chapter of the book of Samuel, 2 Samuel 23, which begin, "These be the last words of David." And after giving the swan song of him whom he called the sweet psalmist for Israel, passes immediately to the other side of the dual character, which these be the names of the mighty men whom David had. Thus, on the one side, we see the true poetic temperament with all its capacity for keenness, delight, sharpness, agony, with its tumultuous mobility, its openness to every impression, its gaze of a childlike wonder, and the eager welcome to whatever things are lovely, its simplicity, self-forgetfulness, its yearnings after worlds half realized, its hunger for love, its pity, and its tears. He was made to be the inspired poet of religious affections. And on the other side, we see the greatest quality of a military leader of the antique type, in which a person daring and a strong arm count for more than strategic skill. He dashes at Goliath with enthusiasm for youthful courage of faith. While still in the earliest bloom of his manhood, the head of a wild band of outlaws, he showed himself sagacious, full of resource, prudent in counsel, and swift in lightning action. Frank, generous, bold, gentle, cheery in defeat, calm in peril, patient in privations, and ready to share them with his men. Modest and self-restrained in victory. Chivalrous. Is that the word? How to say? Chivalrous to his foes. Ever watchful, ever hopeful. A born leader, and King Lemon, and that's where we're going to stop because the people are here. So, well, it's good. It's good. I like this
you
ride
think
very
that's gonna be-
much.
that'll
Oh
be a good
my,
thing to
it's
read?
delightful. Yeah. In the beginning, I can't appreciate the English word because it's so difficult to understand.
Right.
Okay, you have to. There's
Yes.
some inside. Come.
Don't throw this other trash. Okay, yeah.
There. Okay.
Yeah, that
liquid in
liquid in that one.
Yeah, sorry.
I've always been fascinated how people can be.
What?
Just the line where it says chivalrous